Oh yeah, peace everybody. What's good? It's our boy George Malachi Williams representing for New Media Today USA. Let's go. All right, this particular video, we're going to talk about some of the options that Terence Crawford may have. We're going to talk about Terence Crawford. We're going to talk about Errol Spence. We're going to talk about Manny Pacquiao. Because right now, those are the three guys that's holding the belts at the welterweight division. As you know, Terence Crawford has the WBO belt, right? Championship belt. And I think Terence Crawford has been in the welterweight division since the end of 2017. Errol Spence has the WBC and IBF belt. He won the IBF belt from Sean Porter, from Kell Brook in 2017. Went to the UK and fought him and beat him. And then he won the WBC from Sean Porter. So he did that. So and then Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman to get the WBA belt. Now that's the WBA Championship belt. Now, this is the confusing part about it. Ugas has the regular welterweight belt. What the hell is the regular welterweight belt? I don't know. I don't know what the regular belt is versus the belt that Manny Pacquiao has. You see what I'm saying? It's too many championship belts it's too many belts in the welterweight division. It's too many belts in boxing, period. You see what I'm saying? You got two different welterweight belts. You have a franchise belt, which I call it the French fries belt. But that's neither here nor there. I want to stay on topic. Now, let's look at some things. I was looking at some stuff, right? I was doing some research. Okay, now, Terence Crawford, he became a welterweight October 26, 2017, as you can see right here. He fought Jeff Horn. Terence Crawford was undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world when he beat Ndongo. He was undisputed. You see what I'm saying? He had all four belts, the WBA, WBO, WBC, IBF. He did that. And that was his second weight class he moved up. The weight class before that, he was a champion at lightweight. So he went from lightweight to junior welterweight, which would be super lightweight, and to welterweight. And he became a welterweight champion October 26, 2017, when he fought Jeff Horn. He beat Jeff Horn. Now, Jeff Horn was the guy who beat Manny Pacquiao. Terence Crawford stopped him, his first fight. So this is a little man moving up to three weight classes to fight, and he's stopping welterweights. Now, you can say he hasn't fought anybody, say what you want to say, but there's no way that little man, Terence Crawford, should be dominating these bigger welterweights that he's been doing. There's no way. If you say that Terence Crawford is sorry, he ain't fought nobody, okay, well, if he ain't fought nobody, okay, he's stopping these dudes. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to get on that topic. Now, 2017, so since then, Terence Crawford, since he's been in the welterweight division, remember, he's the little man. He fought in the same weight division as Mikey Garcia, the same guy who fought Errol Spence. Now, he's stopping people in the welterweight division. He stopped Jeff Horn. I think he's had 5 fights so far. He stopped Benavidez. He stopped Amir Khan, which is a good name on his resume. Even though Amir Khan is garbage, he's washed up now, but that's a good name on his resume. He fought Kavaliauskas. I never heard of Kavaliauskas, to be honest with you. Mean Machine. He fought him, beat him in the end of December 2019. And then he fought Brook. We see what he did to Brook. Caught him with like a hook, kind of like a half right hook, and took him out of the game. That was over with. So he stopped 5 guys he got in the ring with. Period. You can't argue that, can't dispute that. He did that. Now, the man has been stopping people since he's been in the welterweight division. That's all he's been doing, stopping them. The smaller guy. Take this into consideration. He is the smaller guy. Terence Crawford is a small guy. He's coming in the welterweight division with all these big welterweights. Well, a lot of these guys are weight bullies. A lot of these guys like Terence Crawford, not Terence Crawford, but a lot of these guys like Sean Porter started out at 165, and he shrunk down to 147 to fight at welterweight because Sean Porter couldn't have been champion at no heavier weight. There's no way. There's no way he could be champion at a heavier weight. So he did right by shrinking down to welterweight. But that's what happened. So Terence Crawford's been in the welterweight division since 2017. He still hasn't had a big, significant signature fight yet because of the PPC. Now, Sean Porter does want to fight Errol Spence. Does want to fight Terence Crawford. So I'm looking at Sean Porter's record, right? Sean, this is the thing. Sean has 3 losses and 1 draw. So he has 35 fights, 31 wins out of the 35, 17 by KO. He has 3 losses and 1 draw. Right, and we know the losses he has. He has one against Kell Brook. Kell Brook dominated him. He has one against Errol Spence. He has one against Keith Thurman. So we know that. The draw, I don't know who he got the draw from. But I'm looking at his record, his resume, and I think Sean Porter started fighting welterweight it says right here, October 15, 2010. That's when he moved down because he started out here in 2008. He's been boxing since 2008. He started out his career at 165 and a half. And then in 2009, he went down to light middleweight. And then in 2010, he went down to welterweight. So because of his height, there's no way he could have been anywhere near a beast or a monster at middleweight and light middleweight. He would have got destroyed because those guys are huge. So he did right by shrinking down to welterweight. You know what I mean? Some people say that's weight bullying, but he's been down since October 2010. You know what I mean? So that's been 10 years he's been at the welterweight. So, I mean, he's pretty good. But just looking at his record, Sean Porter has fought, he's been a welterweight for 10 years now. And every time he fought a high-caliber fighter, he's lost. Errol Spence beat him, Kell Brook beat him, and Sean Porter beat him. And he has a draw. I don't know who does he have a draw against. I'll find out. Let's look at his boxing record. Who does he have a draw against? Let's go here and look and see. Unanimous decision, TKO, DQ, disqualification. Out the cornerman refused to leave the ring. Okay, I wonder is that it? I don't know. But he has a draw on his record. So we'll see. That's when he lost against Kell Brook. We'll see. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So he has 3 losses and 1 draw, period. So we know that, right? So now, let's go to Errol Spence. Errol Spence has, I think, his last stoppage. Last time he knocked somebody out was when he fought Carlos Ocampo. That was January 23rd, 2018. Errol Spence hasn't had a knockout in going on 3 years. Because this is 2021. This is January the 4th, 11:33 at night. I'm here in Miami, 2021. He hasn't had a knockout in 3 years, right? Not to knock him, but I'm just saying, when he fought heavier competition, like Mikey Garcia is a lightweight. He fought a lightweight for 12 rounds. He did dominate that lightweight, but he couldn't knock him out. He didn't hurt him. He didn't knock him out. So, hats off to Mikey Garcia, you know what I mean, for him to take that punishment like he did. Then he fought Sean Porter. He couldn't stop Sean Porter. Then he fought Danny Garcia. He put on the beating against Danny Garcia. You know what I mean? So since 2018, it's been 3 years since he had since 2018, it's been 3 years since he had a knockout. So, of course, as you know, when you go up to in competition, the knockouts come far and few. Now, let's look at Manny Pacquiao. Because we want to look at some of the options all 3 of these fighters have. Now, Errol Spence, he has several options. He can try to move up to fight Canelo, which would be a dumb move. Canelo beat the brakes off of him. If he move up to fight Canelo, he just chasing money at this point. Period. That's it. He just chasing money. Because it ain't no way in hell you're going to beat Canelo. You're struggling with Mikey Garcia's and stuff like that. You can't even hurt these guys at that smaller weight. There's no way in hell you're going to do anything with Canelo. Canelo going to punish him if he's dumb enough. If Canelo was to take that fight, I don't even think Canelo would even take that fight because fighting Spence doesn't do anything for him. But that's neither here nor there. Now, let's look at Manny Pacquiao. Now, I'm upset with Manny Pacquiao because this motherfucker's holding the belt hostage. When is he going to get stripped of the WBA? He hasn't fought since, let's see. He hasn't fought. He beat Keith Thurman, it says, back in July 19th, right? July 2019. He beat Keith Thurman. Okay, so this was July. So you have July 2020, which was the whole goddamn year, right? So now we in January 2021. This has been a year and a half. Manny Pacquiao hasn't fought yet. He hasn't fought since, right? So he's saying that he might fight UFC star Conor McGregor. Well, if he fights Conor McGregor, the WBA did say that they will strip him of the belt. The WBA should have been stripped him of the belt. He's holding the belt hostage. How in the hell he hasn't fought in a year and a half, but yet he's holding the belt hostage? How is he able to still become a state champion that long? If you don't defend the belt, you must get stripped of it, relieved of your duties, and let some of the other guys fight for that belt. Perfect example. Look at this. Yordenis Ugas is the regular WBA champion. What the hell is a regular WBA champion? How can you have 2 champions at WBA? How can you have a regular champion? What does that mean? And so what? And the belt that Manny Pacquiao has, he is a WBA champion. So what's the difference? What's the difference between a regular WBA champion and a WBA champion? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? It's just too many goddamn belts. How does the WBA have 2 champions? Ugas has the WBA. And they're saying they're giving him a grace period because of the coronavirus and yada, 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 yada. So at the present, it says here that Ugas is the regular champion, which he's a Cuban. He wants a shot at the title, the full title, and he should get a shot at the full title. Now, it's saying here that he is the next man in line from a mandatory standpoint. So it says here the Cuban fighter wants his shot at the full version to be recognized entirely as the belt holder. Therefore, Pacquiao will undoubtedly have to face Ugas in 2021. He can't get around that. If he doesn't fight Ugas, the WBA will be forced to act and elevate Ugas to full title holder, meaning they're going to have to strip Manny Pacquiao, and they should. Pacquiao won't be able to defend his strap against McGregor as the UFC star is 0-1 in the boxing ring. He is also unranked. McGregor will have to fight somebody else first, possibly pick up a fringe WBA title in order to be rated. Okay, the WBA would then have to agree to a request for Pacquiao to put in on the line in an expedition charity bout, an entirely unlikely scenario. With the end of boxing's only 8 weight division world champions career in sight, it's unlikely Pacquiao would be against abdicating the WBA title if it means securing what would be a huge event against Conor McGregor. So it just makes sense. It doesn't make sense for Pacquiao to fight Errol Spence or Terence Crawford or anybody like that, because Errol Spence or Terence Crawford would destroy Manny Pacquiao. Terence Crawford will more than likely put him to sleep. He can stand a chance against Errol Spence because Errol Spence don't have power like that, because he couldn't knock out Manny. He couldn't knock out Mikey Garcia. So, but Terence Crawford, he's a straight assassin. I think he'll put an old boy down. He'll put Manny Pacquiao down easily. So from a Pacquiao standpoint, his legacy is cemented in the boxing, and the cement is dry. He don't need to fight anyone else. You see what I'm saying? He has nothing else to prove. He should get stripped of the belt, let Ugas become the champion, and now if Terence Crawford or Errol Spence wants to become undisputed, they're eventually going to have to fight Ugas. You see what I'm saying? So I would also love to see Terence Crawford fight Sean Porter. You know what I mean? Because Sean Porter has that bulldog Jeff Horn style. You know how Jeff Horn fought Manny Pacquiao, where he was headbutting, he was roughhousing, he was rushing in, he was smothering, throwing punches, just fighting roughhousing with him, right? Terence Crawford thinks that, not Terence Crawford, Sean Porter thinks that style will work against Terence Crawford. I don't think so. One guy tried that before, and that was what was the guy name he fought back in the day? Didn't nobody want to fight him? Postile, Victor Postile. Postile tried that. It didn't work. Postile got dropped twice. When you coming up against Terence Crawford, you want to be extra aggressive like Sean Porter is, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna run into a whole lot of stuff. You can set traps for Sean Porter. You can hit him with check hooks, straight rights to the body, whatever. He's gonna get hit with everything because Sean Porter has no defense. He knows one style, roughhouse. You see what I'm saying? So I think if he tried that with Terence Crawford, he would get beat easier than what Errol Spence did to him. And I like Sean Porter. I like Sean Porter a lot. But his boxing style, I hate it. I hate his boxing style. I like him as a person outside of the ring. I like the Porter Way podcast. I subscribe to his channel. But boxing style-wise, nah, I ain't a fan of it at all, homie. But I would love to see him and Terence Crawford fight. I think that should be the next fight. So, if Al Heyman puts the money up for them two to fight, I think they should fight, and I think Terence Crawford would beat the hell out of him, myself. You know what I mean? I think it'd be like 8 rounds to 4. I think Sean Porter would get knocked down several times. He can't take a good punch, I give him that. But I think once he see how strong Terence Crawford is, he's going to know he's in for a fight. So we're just looking at the options, you know what I mean? Terence Crawford, we don't know who is he going to fight next, whoever his mandatory is. I would love to see him and Sean Porter fight. I think Sean Porter is his mandatory. I would love to see Sean Porter activate that mandatory clause and fight him. Let it go to a purse bid and let Terence Crawford beat the shit out of him. That's what I think. As I rate to Errol Spence is being a prima donna right now, so he has several options. He's on the other side of the street, yada, 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 yada. Errol Spence, you need to do everything in your power to stay away from Terence Crawford. I think if you fight him, all that stuff that you've been doing to the PBC side, all that's going to stop when you fight him. And I like Errol Spence. He's a great fighter, but he's not fighting Terence Crawford for a reason, and only he knows why. As I rate to Manny Pacquiao would not beat Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. He's too old and he's too small. Either way it goes, he's going to pick his poison. He's going to get beat. He's going to get beat up by Errol Spence, or he's going to get knocked out by Terence Crawford. Either way it goes, it ain't going to look good. So I don't think Pacquiao's going to fight neither one of them. He doesn't have to. He doesn't need to. I think Pacquiao's going to go off in the sunset, but he needs to be stripped of that belt. Why he holding the WBA hostage when you got two fighters trying to get it? Everybody's trying to get a championship belt, and then this one guy hasn't fought in a year and a half. He holding the damn belt hostage, and the WBA is catering to Manny Pacquiao. And I like Manny Pacquiao, but come on, man, goddamn, man, if he ain't fought in a year and a half, take the goddamn belt from him. You see what I'm saying? Sean Porter, man, is Sean Porter. He fights one way, he fights one style. And, it is what it is. I'm actually looking at this guy's casual boxing talk. I like casual boxing. Got the little S curl on his hair and stuff right now. But he's funny. He's very, very funny. He do a lot of capping on this show, but I really like the brother. I like a lot of guys. Bushido. I like Showbiz the Adult. I like a lot of guys, man. A lot of guys' boxing channel. And I just really, really want, to help grow the sport and online. And also for the LDBC, you guys really make me sick. You cap real hard for PBC fighters. You cap real hard for Errol Spence. I don't know if Errol Spence got you niggas on the payroll. I don't know what it is. But you cap and you talk down on Terence Crawford. You talk down on this guy. I don't know if it's because he's from Omaha, Nebraska, or because he won't give you guys interviews. But be unbiased in your analysis when it comes to these fighters. None of these fighters are going to do anything for you, Boxing Ego. You're not going to get a check from them. Dante, you're not going to get a check from them. I like Blue. But Blue, you're not going to get a check from them. And Fanon, I like Fanon too. You're not going to get a check from them, neither. So all this capping for the PBC, you can do that all you want, but they don't give a damn about you guys. I get it. You get to get inside these boxing events. I can get inside of them too. Me being a registered journalist with the USPA, but that's neither here nor there. If you're going to be an analyst, be objective. You know what I mean? If you're going to be biased and be subjective, then just say that. Just say, look, I'm biased. I love this fighter. Anything. I'm pro this fighter, pro PBC. Stop trying to make it seem like you guys are objective when you're not. You're subjective. And you biased as hell. Just cut it out. So LDBC, the hell with y'all. You know what I mean? Really don't care nothing about you. To be honest with you, I don't wish anything bad to happen to you. But when it comes to the sport of boxing, your analysis is biased as hell. And I can't stand it. And there's a lot of people out here that can't stand it either. So other than that, that's it. What do you guys think about some of the options? Now, I would love to see, again, Terence Crawford and Sean Porter fight each other. I think that need to be the next fight because I want to see how Terence Crawford handles the roughhouse bulldog style of Sean Porter. I know how he's going to handle it. He's going to handle it the exact same way he handled Jeff Horn. But Sean Porter is a little bit more athletic than Jeff Horn. So we'll see how that works. But I think Sean Porter going to give Buddy to work. Going to beat the hell out of Sean. I think I think Terence Crawford is going to give Sean Porter the business if they fight and when they fight. And I think they will. As it relates to Errol Spence, who knows what he's going to do. But the boxing don't stop because of him. If he fights somebody else, cool. If not, cool. If he don't fight Terence Crawford, cool. I'm with Terence Crawford on that. Terence Crawford is through trying to chase this guy. The hell with him. He's been in the welterweight division for 3 years now. This is going on his 4th year. And the only one that's stepping up to fight him right now is Sean Porter. So Keith Thurman said he want $10 million. Nigga, please. Sit your ass in Clearwater somewhere. Ain't nobody paying you $10 million to do shit. You just stay where you at, Keith Thurman. Danny Garcia and Terence Crawford would be a good fight. But Danny is flat-footed and slow. But I would love to see them two fight each other anyways because that would be a name under Terence Crawford's belt. I think he'll beat him easy, just like Errol Spence beat him. Errol Spence. Danny Garcia is too slow. And Sean Porter would be a great fight. So you guys tell me what you think. Do you want to see Terence Crawford fight Sean Porter next? If you do, leave a link in the description. Leave a comment in the description below. I would love to see that fight next myself. You see what I'm saying? I would love to see that fight next for Bud because I want to help Bud get the notoriety that he deserves. Now, we all know if Bud fight Terence Crawford, if Bud fight Sean Porter and beat him, they're going to make an excuse. They're going to say, oh, Errol Spence already beat him. You ain't fought nobody. Yada, 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 yada. The LDBC is running interference for Errol Spence. Why, I don't know. They're doing everything in their power to try to keep this guy away from Terence Crawford. But I'm going to tell you something. If they ever fight, you see what I'm saying? I think Terence Crawford is going to give him the business. I think that Terence Crawford will rise to the occasion. We know what Errol Spence going to do. You know, he's going to come forward. He's going to try to go to the body. He's going to try to work behind the jab, yada, yada, yada. He has a basic style. And he has a good basic style, though, and it's worked for him thus far. I think when he fights Terence Crawford, if he fights Terence Crawford, it's going to be a little something different. You know what I mean? Because he's going to have to do a lot of thinking in there with Terence Crawford. He's going to have to do a lot of thinking with him, and we want to see that fight. But anyways, other than that, this is our boy George Malachi Williams signing out, representing for New Media Today USA. Peace.